actually, I've been in an accident. Yeah. I was gonna say I've never been in an accident, but there's one accident I've been in. I was on the passenger seat. My friend, I'm sure my friend learned a lesson from it. Imagine a T-shaped street. So there's one big street and one side street, and we're on the side street, and we want to go into the big street, and it was a case of our mistake, I guess. Well, I didn't drive, but our mistake. I guess we didn't look properly, so we went into the big street, and they drove into us. This is actually amazing. I barely remember this incident, even though it should be so traumatic for me. We were driving to a convention. I only remember all my friends reprimanding. Is that the right word? Like, I should remember this better if they hit us in a serious way. Must have been like really slightly. I don't even remember this much. Yeah, no, it happened because I remember all the friends being like, "Oh my God, how dare you put Kiara in this kind of situation? And you need to be more careful when driving." And the funny thing is that this is a pizza friend, okay? Pizza friend often is in charge of driving in these kind of road trips to conventions. And pizza friend just gets a little bit too excited sometimes. Before pizza friend got his girlfriend, I was able to sit in the front more often, okay? Because I was then in charge of the music and this and that and entertaining, I guess. And I was DJing. Nowadays, I don't get to sit in the front anymore. Man, times change. So unfair. I remember, because I was sitting in the front, we were on the Autobahn. We were driving just like this. And there was a traffic jam or so ahead of us. And, like, he was literally about to drive into the most behind car of the traffic jam. And I thought he was seeing it, but apparently not, because he was still very fast when we were getting so close, and I had to scream to make him react, and it was really close. It was really close, and that happened like 2 times or so. Yeah, speaking of all of my streams being chatting streams and me tangenting all the time, let me tell you about something that happened to me. I went to the post office today, and the moment I entered, there were already like 30 people or so. I had to pull a number out of a machine, and there were like so many people. They were all like sitting there waiting. It looked like they were waiting forever, and nobody seemed amused. And I saw at the very front, at the counter, there was only one lady. So yeah, it was very obviously a problem of not enough people working on that day. But you know, it do be like that sometimes. I took the number and I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And in total, I waited like maybe 50 minutes until I was done. I was in the post office for 50 minutes, which is fine. I mean, I was chilling. But in that time frame, something happened. But first, before that incident, I noticed that the one lady, the single lady who was working, she would yell out the numbers like 98, 99, 100, like really angrily, and like after 1 second she would call out the next one because she was really stressed out, I guess. It was so tense. When somebody would come up to her after they were called, she would be like, "Yeah, what do you need? Passport? Nah, blah, 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 blah." Like really short words, loud and tense. So the whole atmosphere in the room was really tense as well. And sometimes the customers would come up to her and ask her like, what's wrong? Like, you good? Like, do you, maybe take a chill pill? Like, you know, we understand you're alone here. Like, I personally found it kind of scary. Her bad mood was kind of scary to me. But, I mean, it was understandable, you know? I was reminded about the times when I was working at a hotel reception as a trainee, and then I was alone, and I had like 20 people to check in, and I was not even that good yet, so I wasn't very fast, and I was feeling super pressured, and they were all individual check-ins, no groups, etc. So like I remember like how stressful that is, and I mean, obviously you don't want to stand here alone, and obviously you would appreciate help too, but it is what it is. You have to deal with the situation the way it is. So, you know, I was feeling kind of bad for her, and I'm sure that many many people, no matter where you work, have made similar experience, right? So the whole atmosphere in the room was kind of like, yeah, we understand, it's fine, but she do be in a bad mood. Thus, that's not the best, but all right, you know, it is what it is. We're waiting. Eventually, this tall, adult, relatively old, maybe 45-year-old man shows up at the counter, and it's his time. He got called, right? So he goes up to the counter, he talks to the lady, he immediately pulls out like some letters. I was standing really close to the counter, just chilling, and he shows some letters, and then like he still talks relatively in a normal tone, like in terms of volume at least. But I can hear it very clearly, pretty much. So he shows the letters and he's like talking about something like he has a bank account at the post office, a bank thingy, and they're closing it. And basically, he like either in the letters he's been kind of being summoned to go do something, or it has been closed and like there's no reason for it. So he wants to know the reason. So he goes to them to ask for the reason, but they're like, yeah, we can't tell you. Like, it's not it's not an information that we have. We can't give you this information, so sorry. And then he's like getting agitated that he waited an hour and that he was here yesterday too, and that some other employee told him, like, I guess on the phone or from another post office, they told him to go here, and then you're telling me that I need to go there, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's getting agitated. And I'm starting to feel anxious because he's getting louder, he's getting more disrespectful, and the lady is obviously already stressed out because she has like 30 people waiting in the room at all times. It's not getting less. And she only has like one more person in the post office who's been like doing some stuff in the back with the packages, and she asks her to come by to deal with him because he's just getting really annoying. So they step 1 meter to the side to still talk at the counter really loudly, and he gets louder and louder and like really unfriendly. And this whole time, I'm in my heart, I don't want to say this is like anxiety attack or whatever, because I don't know what an anxiety attack feels like. I don't know, but I was feeling really anxious and like tense, and like I want to bang my head against the wall. Please stop screaming, or like I don't like this at all. I was feeling like really not comfortable at all listening to this conversation, and it wasn't stopping. Like, they obviously told him 5-10 times that they couldn't help him, and yet he keeps on repeating the same shit and doesn't leave. But then after he even like asks like, who is the boss, and then the lady says, me. And then he's like, you're the boss. And then he starts changing the topic. Instead of complaining about them not being able to give him this information, he now complains about the fact that there's no one else here working. This post office, you only have one person working here. It's so shit, like unbelievable what's going on here. And then while he like yells this, he looks around in the room, kind of like talking to us as if we are his nakama, his companions, I don't know, his colleagues. Like, we're on his side and we're all pissed off just like him. No, like, we're all kind of like, yeah, maybe annoyed at waiting so long, but at the point where you started yelling at the lady, I think we all in our heads were thinking, you're the annoying one, you're the bad one, not the ladies. Like, they can't do anything about it, right, that they're understaffed. But yeah, he's like turning around and like trying to get everyone involved, basically. Like, he's almost acting like a drunk person. Yeah, no self-awareness. I gets like so mad, and the lady, the boss, supposedly boss lady, I don't know if she really is, but she's like, yes, I am the boss. She's so calm and composed, and she's just like smiling and nodding, and then also saying like, please calm down, like, please talk normally if you want a conversation, you know. She's just staying so cool, and I really liked how she was handling it. But what I was surprised about is that this was going on for like 5, 6, 7 minutes, and no one in the room. There's like so many adults, even like older people, like 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds. People with a baby were there. No one's saying anything. Like, the whole room, they all looked older than me. Like, I was like small girl with broken pants. No, at this point I had my proper pants, the not broken ones. thankfully. But like, no one's saying anything, and it's so tense in this room. And everybody's watching the situation, but no one's saying a single thing. Now, I don't know. I feel like in a country like Austria, at some point somebody will say something because I don't know. We don't. I know people don't like to be involved in the hassle, but I feel like our mentality, normally people would say something in Austria. I think that is our mentality. Especially when there's just one guy who is being super ridiculously stupid and everybody else is just like chilling, you know? Like, if it's just one guy, then somebody, I feel like, would say something. But I was getting more and more tense, like, I want to bang my head against something. Like, I really, really don't like the situation, and he's just getting so unfair. And I'm thinking of the times where I was working alone and in front of 50 people checking in and so stressed out. And it just really pissed me off. And I was like, I can't stop myself. I have to say something. Like, this is pissing me off because he's now complaining, not about the original thing anymore, but he's complaining about how they're alone here, how they suck and how post office sucks, blah blah blah. If only every one person, how incompetent they are and so on. So I suddenly from the sideline yell over to them. So you think they like that, huh? Of course they're not enjoying that either. Like, do you really think they're enjoying this? It's not their choice that they're working alone. Surely they would like to have some more colleagues to work with alongside them. So can you fucking blame them? And while I'm saying these things, he first doesn't even turn around. I don't know if he's not registering it, but he takes him some time to turn around towards me. And while I'm saying this, I'm shaking. I'm shaking, but I can't hold it back. I had to say something. And obviously, I was in the right. But, like, I'm trying to protect him because it's pissing me off and I want him to leave. Like, why is he not leaving when they obviously can't help him? They have said it clearly a million times. So I say these things, I try to defend them. And, like, obviously they would love some help. Like, they don't choose to be understaffed. Then he turns around and he looks at me and he's like a lot taller than me and like wider and older and scary attitude, and looks at me. He's like, what the fuck do you want? Shut up over there. And I'm like, that's where I get even more nervous, of course. But I'm like, I can't back down just because I'm small. I can't back down. So I say, yeah, I stumble a little bit over my words, but I say something like, no, I say something because you're being fucking loud and annoying. Why don't you just leave? They obviously can't help you, so go. How about you just be quiet and go? and then he actually, I kind of don't remember because I was too nervous how he really ended up leaving. But right after that, he kind of like walks out with the boss lady slowly, while still arguing and shouting around like, oh, this place sucks, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it kind of ends there. And I was really proud of myself for saying something because I really don't think they deserve that kind of shit. And then the boss lady, she comes back and she pats me on my shoulder, on my back, kind of like saying thank you to me. And then she sees that I have some package, and even though it's not my turn yet, she's trying to help me to see if it's something we can get done quickly. But no, it wasn't. But still, she seemed to show gratitude. I'm normally like, I wouldn't speak out in this kind of situation because I'm scared. I'm small. Like, I know I don't want to pick a fight with someone much older and taller than me and opposite gender, you know. But I just really couldn't stand being in the room with someone yelling like that and being unfair and then just fucking Karen, male Karen. Yeah, it really upset me. Normally I wouldn't do this because normally someone else will say something. Not me! Why do I have to say something? Yeah, I do think somebody had to say something though, so I did it. Between this and stepping on the salary. Yeah, I'm getting more assertive. I'm like not taking the shit of people anymore. I'm done. Yeah, my mom relieved he didn't like hit me or anything or get closer to me. He did talk back a little bit, but like, why aren't you should be expecting that at this point someone's gonna say something because you're turning around trying to involve everyone in the room. Like, they are on your side. I'm just showing you that we're not on your side, dude. Yeah, in that room, he couldn't have hurt me anyway. Like, I'm small and there were like 30 other adults in the room. Like, if he would have done something, sheesh, whoa. 1.5 million angry chickens. Yeah, he would have also gotten a lawsuit from me because I have a lawyer now. Oh, wait, one more thing I want to say. Hey. Absolutely amazing, guys. Remember when Narissa said, like, she doesn't like jeans and this and that? Today, she genuinely, to me, said, I think I want to go buy jeans like yours.
We didn't though.
We didn't.
Well, okay, but keep in mind it's because, okay, I want to explain myself. I'm in Austria. And I noticed everyone in Europe is, like, in general, more well-dressed. Obviously, there's still some people who are, like, wearing sports gear. But, in general, people have, like, really nice fitted pants.
Really?
Yeah! Like, I noticed so many people have well-fitted pants.
Yeah.
No, they're not just skinny jeans. Trust me, I've seen just skinny jeans.
Well-fitted to me sounds like skinny.
No, but they're like trousers. They're not jeans, they're like trousers. And they look so well dressed. Even like when I was like at the airport, like you think people would just like wear fucking pajamas.
You said that, yeah, American airports, everybody dresses like
shit.
Blah.
Yeah, but like everyone was so well dressed, and I was like wearing like leggings, and I was like, bro. And I wore leggings throughout pretty much the whole trip because I was like, oh, it's cold, so I don't want to wear the skirts I brought. And we're walking and eating a lot, so it just makes sense because it'll be the most convenient and comfortable. But I was like, it would be so nice to have fitted trousers.
Yeah, I'm fascinated.
She came with me to buy shoes today, though. And can I tell them about that machine?
Yeah.
Oh my god, there was a fucking crazy fucking machine.
It's pretty
I
normal.
stepped on it.
I'm sure you have it in America.
I have never seen that before. And you stepped on it, and it like literally perfectly measured your feet. So the guy was like, this is exactly the measurements of all your feet in like 2 seconds.
All your feet.
Yeah, and then he was like, let me go, I can find the perfect pair for you. And then just went and yeah, that's normal. I don't think it is.
Yeah, but that person is German.
Oh, I see. I've never ever seen anything
similar.
like that.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure you guys do.
The only feet measuring technology I've seen is putting your foot on a little rug to see if your shoe, if your foot fits in it, and then underneath it says the size. Maybe
it's like, because like this store, it wasn't a shoe store, it was like a sports store.
Yeah.
So like it's not only for normal shoes, but also for like measuring your ski shoes and all that. It's pretty important. Maybe these more specialized stores maybe generally have those measuring machines. But now you know.
It was crazy.
Now you know. Like immediately he pointed out that there's a specific brand of shoes that has the perfect measurements by default for her.
Yeah, for my foot width. And
yeah, because that varies.
Yeah. And then
so I said, we have the only fitting shoes in the whole wide world here in Austria, Nerissa. That's another reason for you to move here.
She just wants me to live with her. She now that she just want to let me go, guys. She's grown attached to me. What are you gonna do?
It's for your own good.
I love you.
I love you too.
No! That's why you have no friends. Because you hurt people that are just like you. You should be friends with them, and yet you pick a fight. When you see someone who's actually similar to you, don't be a jealous bitch, okay? Don't be a jealous bitch. Just appreciate the similarities and the mutual understanding of each other. Life advice with Wawa. For real, like, one of my best friendships that I've made in my life. We used to be not on good terms. We started out as like kind of seeing each other as a threat and not even trying to be friendly with each other. And now that we think about it, like it's just ridiculous to us, but that's just, you know, it's a thing. At some point we realized, well, you know, the reason why we see each other as rivals because we're so similar, but we could also be friends and we could help each other out because we're so similar, and we could be each other's like support. Yeah, and I do feel like friendships like those are even stronger. Like they start off shitty like that, but that's exactly why they'll be even stronger once you give it a chance.
Also, did you guys see? I was funny. I was apparently so funny that I started a trend among ID members. Here, there. Let me show you. Okay. So, comedian. I'm so proud of my joke. I have to show you. I saw this tweet. Here, I saw this tweet. First, this person writes, "How did y'all get into Hololive?" And it immediately came to me. The reply immediately came to me, but I checked the replies to see if any other member already perhaps wrote something like that, because it seemed so obvious to me, but no other member wrote anything yet. like that. So I was like, okay, I'll be the first. Awesome. So I write, I auditioned. Funny. Mind you, everybody else was answering as a fan how they got into Hololive through which member, but I said, I auditioned. And I feel like the joke is perfect here, but I continued it a bit because they asked, did you ever get in? So I said, I'm not sure, let me check. But that kind of doesn't make sense because I'm already admitting that I got into Hololive by answering the question with I auditioned. Sounds like I already got in. Why am I unsure about it later? Oh well, still funny. And then I saw just now that Eofi let me show you. It all lines up perfectly. The ID girls jumped on the joke train here. First Eofi, then Reine, I guess, and then Muna, and then Oli. Stealing my joke. Just kidding. I'm trending. I'm such a trendsetter. That's how good my joke was. That's how good my joke was. And it seems to, maybe it's like only ID girls are reacting. So maybe this is a joke that isn't funny to like native English speakers. Maybe it's just the foreigner humor. What do you think? You guys find it funny though, right? It's funny. It's funny. Yeah. No, I thought it was funny. Awesome. It's funny. Okay, good. Yeah, yatta! I'm rarely this funny. I think I deserve an award. So this is a rare, special moment, and I deserve an award. Oh, what? Da 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 da. And the award for funniest tweet of the week goes to Takanashi Kiara! Woohoo! Yatta! Thank you so much! Thank you! Yeah, it came to me immediately. It was just right there. I had to take it. Just like how I had to take this award. I want to thank KFP and myself, obviously. Thank you to everybody who believed in me and everybody who laughed with me or at me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Goodbye, New York. Woo! Yippee! Ah, yeah. Auf Wiedersehen. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Stop. Thank you so much. No, that's the VTuber award you craved for. Last minute new category. Go.
Around 2020, when I was getting over a breakup, but it was during your GTA 5 streams when you hooked me with your love and care. That makes me really happy. I feel like GTA 5 was really good for me. Like, I think GTA 5 may have been my best long playthrough on my channel. Even though it was also a really long one, even at the end, it was still performing relatively well. So I felt pretty happy and satisfied with how well it was performing and how well liked it was by you guys. And I was really having a blast too. I wish I could recreate that. I feel like GTA 4 did not quite reach that. Did not quite get there. Also because, I don't know, I guess it's not like the most popular one. And GTA 5 was just, I guess, pretty popular at the time. GTA 6, yeah, I think, although, if I play GTA 6 when it comes out, I feel like everybody's gonna be playing it. So I might not be people's first choice, you know, at the time. So I don't know if it's really gonna perform that well. But even if other people pick it up, you know how it goes with a lot of the other girls. They maybe start streaming it, but they don't stream it until the end. But I will. I certainly will. Oh, I'm excited for it. When is it coming out again? Please remind me again. When I finished GTA 5, and even a while later, I was still like doubting that GTA 6 will be out anytime soon. No date? Oh, but trailer soon. So I guess we'll know with the coming trailer. We can play Cyberpunk until GTA. Nah, I don't know.
I'm not really interested in that one. I've heard that it finally is like playable. That was the game, right? That's like, it was like really buggy and stuff, and it got a shit ton of patches. Just a reveal trailer probably not gonna give us a release it. Yeah, I don't even wanna make any guesses now. Just explain to Japanese bro what's so funny or great about GTA. I said, I feel like you could compare it with Yakuza and say it's like American Yakuza. Kind of fair, right? Like in terms of the humor, I feel like it's comparable. The atmosphere and the humor. And the wackiness, yeah. The amount of side quests. And also like, generally like the visual quality. Both games have like actually really good, great quality of visuals, graphics, and like you play in big cities that you can explore freely, more or less freely. That's funny because my mom, she likes GTA, right? So she really enjoyed me watching me play GTA. But remember, she did not like Yakuza. She did not enjoy the humor of Yakuza, which is actually funny. Now that I talk about how similar those two games actually are, I guess for Yakuza, you know, what adds on to it is like Japanese wacky culture. Not that she has a problem with Japanese culture. I feel like I have forced her to get used to it enough now. But still, yeah, it's just a different kind of humor. More Western humor is gonna resonate more with my mommy, I suppose. Like, I feel like what will forever be stuck in her brain is the scene with the grown-ass man in diapers rolling around on the ground acting like babies. I don't think we can get that out of her mind. Maybe if we wanna, if GTA 6 is so far away, we could play Red Dead Redemption before GTA 6. You guys keep on asking about it, and I don't mind it either. I've been like eyeing it anyway. Yeah, it's horse GTA. Are there muscle horses? I mean, usually horses are pretty muscular. But can I go straight to Red Dead Redemption 2? Yeah, I can. Okay. Maybe that will be something for spring. Go! Oh, it looks cute in color. Oh. See, flat earthers? Isn't this an insult to you, flat earthers? How you like that, huh? How you like that? The earth is round as fuck. Yeah, look at this. This is proof. Mario says it. Nintendo says it. Checkmate, flat earthers. Flat earthers can't even play Mario games now. It's Photoshop! It's CGI! Yeah. I mean, this is, yeah. But still. I like ass! Says Laplace.
Flashback.
I like ass.
She's saying she likes ass!
She likes Earth, okay? She likes Earth.
End of flashback.
Imagine flat earthers, yeah, making their mod and making this globe flat for their own liking. Super Mario Odyssey for flat earthers. I'm sure Laplace is also a supporter of not flat ass, but round ass. How are you holding up? Well, I am. I have to admit, I'm wearing pajama pants. But pajama pants do not deserve to be banned because they're cozy and fluffy, comfortable and warming. Yeah, I would love to wear them outside. Well, I did have the courage the other day to wear them to the convenience store. I just wear whatever buying groceries. Nobody cares anyway. Yeah, you know, I've come to that conclusion too. Like in Japan, when going to convenience stores, I've been there in pajamas quite often. Because I feel like it's like, because there's convenience stores like so, like literally everywhere. They're, at least in Tokyo, on every fucking corner there's a convenience store. And I've seen other people go there dressed like really, really lightly or carelessly. So I feel more encouraged, less worried about what to wear there, to go there. And since they're like on every street corner, a lot of, I feel like, also depending on the time maybe, but I feel like a lot of people go there directly from, you know, their homes as opposed to going there from their workplace or so.
So that, I don't know why, but that feels like an excuse to me to go there in rougher clothing. But for supermarkets in Europe, it just kind of feels different. It doesn't feel as appropriate, but I stopped caring. Currently, my pajama pants are just way warmer than my stupid jeans. For the longest time, I was also still wearing like long skirts, long fluffy skirts. But now, even that is getting a bit cold unless I wear, you know, tights and all that. I could do that, but I don't want to put that much effort into squeezing myself in some tights just to go to the supermarket. Because squeezing yourself into tights is like, not comfy. I want to stay in my pajama pants. I don't want to take off my pajama pants and change into tights that are pretty fucking tight. Putting on tights is so annoying. Man, invest in some thermals. What do you mean? Like thermal pants? What? That's still pants. That still sounds like annoying to put on. Guys, do you believe in the Denver airport being weird? Because I watched a conspiracy theory about it yesterday and I thought that's not as weird as you guys make it out to be, and all these explanations sound fine to me. Like, I don't know, there's something about Denver airport apparently, like it's weird. Apparently, people say so. Denver airport, international airport, like there's tunnels and people are like sussing out the purpose of the tunnels. Like maybe they were sold to Illuminati, and like the art in the airport is apparently weird and controversial, and I mean, and then there's this horse, which in the process of the creation, there's this big ass horse statue, right? With glowing eyes, glowing red eyes, and it's placed outside of the airport somewhere. But in the process of creating the horse, the guy who was sculpting it, he was crushed by the horse when a part of the sculpture fell down and he died. And that's why they say it's cursed. Like the children finished the horse, but they were kind of forced to finish it by the airport people, I guess, who commissioned it. But they say, yeah, the horse is cursed. I mean, it's definitely a like really unfortunate accident. Do you have to read so much into everything? I don't know, man. Yeah, there were a couple of things that they brought up, but I've heard worse, like better conspiracy theories than that. You know how there's like these Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy theories and stuff? Someone should just make a joke video about KFP conspiracy theories. Kind of trying to resemble that. Like, oh my god, did you know at KFP, the conspiracy is that all the chickens that work there also end up being fried and eaten. And the workers' lunch and dinner is their co-workers. No way! And did you know? Apparently there's a usual room. When people try to bring out the truth or escape, they're being sent to the usual room. Sounds crazy, right? I want it that way. That way, please. And that way, please. Speaking of that, wait, that was a One Direction. No, not One Direction. Take that, right? What were they called? But that reminds me of One Direction. I saw like the craziest like One Direction fandom drama stuff. Tell me why. Oh, that was Backstreet Boys. Okay. But I was thinking of One Direction because they're disbanded now, right? Or just not active anymore. But I never listened to them. I don't really know their names or anything except for this hairy guy. He's so hairy. But there's this guy Liam who's been doing some crazy shit, which is so weird. Do you want to hear the drama? The Liam guy? So apparently Harry or some other One Direction member, he was gonna do a concert, and Liam knew where he stays, in which hotel, and Liam was just like going there maybe as a guest or so, like he was not performing there or anything, but he goes to the hotel where he knows the guy's staying in, and there's a lot of fans outside. They know him from One Direction for sure, but they're not directly his fans, right? I mean, these girls will go crazy over any One Direction guy, I suppose. But he goes there and takes 1 million selfies with all the fangirlies that are standing out there of the hotel. Not for him in particular, but for the other One Direction guy. But isn't that so weird? Like, I thought that was weird. He's like taking pictures with fans that are not directly his fans. He's just like
soaking in all that attention because they're going like, yeah, oh my god, okay, I'm actually here to wait for Harry Styles or so, I guess, but you're fine too. And then he's just like soaking all of that in. And a really famous celebrity going out of the way to go to someone else's fans because he knows that's where they're getting together to take a shit ton of pictures with the fans that are not really your fans. It's weird. It's just, I don't know if I'm explaining it properly, but it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, apparently he wasn't so popular when he was in the group. I don't know why. But then he did something weird at the concert too. So he had like a seat at the concert, just like a VIP seat, I guess. Still kind of accessible for the fans to see where you sit. So, but it was kind of well cut off. If you don't want to be bothered by fans, it was a seat where you wouldn't be bothered by fans. It was like a level higher in terms of height. So, but then he like leans over the fence during the concert or so. Or like maybe during the waiting time when everybody's getting seated. He leans over the fence and all the girls that are close by see him and like turn around to him and started screaming. And you see in the video that he's just like... His expression, he's just so, I don't know, into it. Like, they're all like starting to film him and scream for him and wave at him, and he's just like smirking at them, leaning over, giving them a little like and then he turns around and goes away after like a minute or so, feeling so yeah, like accomplished. I mean, if I was a fan of this group, One Direction, I would probably be happy to see anybody from that group up close. So I understand the fans' reaction totally, but it's like him going out of his way to like claim this like fan interaction for himself. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's fan service, and the fans are excited about it. But there just seems to be something with this Liam guy that is interesting. Oh, Liam's GF found out he was cheating on her via fans' Instagram posts. Oh. No, he's just a really interesting kind of person, yeah. So I didn't even know about this GF thing, but see, if you consider stuff like that too, he's just, Yeah, it's not my world either. I don't listen to boy bands. I only listen to girl groups. High school Awawa? No, she wasn't like that. No. If anything, I was always more on the quiet side. No, I don't think I'll be running into any thumbnails. I haven't had anything related to that on my feed. Speaking of feet, did you fucking see? What the hell? Good out. She dropped her 4th year anniversary solo merch. Just like that on Twitter, which is also, I think, a first. I haven't seen that been done before. But she has freaking like feet keychain or something like that, and like it's just the feet. It's literally just the feet. I found that to be very amusing, as many of you probably found it too. You don't understand? I think I do understand. What? What's wrong with the feet, guys? Maybe I should also do feet merch. Otherwise, I'll be defeated. Haha. But there's no winning when it comes to Gura's feet. I cannot win against her. I will always be defeated. And then the other thing is also kind of amusing. The shark tail. I guess you just stick it to some window or so, and then you can make it wobble. I mean, why not? It's cute. I find the feet more to be something to poke at. Very interesting merch choice. Gargura. Very interesting. As your gen mate, I would like to have a talk with you about feet. Those review feet with her like painted. Oh yeah, right, they did that, did they? Wait, did they review legs or feet? Both legs and feet? I forgot about that. Maybe I wanted to forget about it. Are there any... Okay, where are my K-pop fans in the chat? I need to point out something, and I need you to agree with me. That was so unnecessary. Debs, I want a refund. I want a refund now. But yeah, K-pop fans, where are you at? Did you see from Blackpink Jennie's new music video? So I'm generally not like a fan. I'm not a hater, but I'm not a fan of like her. But did you see? Did you see? Yeah, you saw? Now, what I want to point out is her outfit. That outfit where she's wearing that really short mini skirt and like dancing around the car. The mini skirt and you can see like her whole tummy, like oh my god. And I look at that mini skirt and I'm thinking, this is like the accurate size of how my skirt, the length of my default outfit skirt would be if people cosplayed it really accurately. I was looking at that outfit and I was thinking, yeah, no wonder everybody cosplays it with... Most people cosplay it with a much longer skirt. Because I would not feel so comfortable in that, personally. But it's my default outfit, so I have to wear it. But on a real flesh person, it's a little bit more Hazukashi. So, like, oh, there is no coverage of ass provided. Ass will be out. You cannot bend down. You cannot, like, if you sit down on any surface, it's just your ass, your bare ass, sitting on that surface. Good luck in summer. Sweating with your thighs. Like, there's something about... Let me tell you, when you wear mini skirts or whatever, and it's summer, and you sit on some kind of plastic or steel or some kind of seat, if you were wearing pants or so, you wouldn't be sweating. But I don't know what is it. I need to learn about this science. Why do you sweat so much more when it's your actual, like, flesh touching the seat and touching each other? Why would just wearing fabric over that prevent that, I wonder? Skin needs to breathe. Why does it breathe more when it's covered? I guess you do sweat more, but it just automatically goes into the fabric. But I feel like I would feel that. Like, why is it so much more extreme when you're naked there? The metal doesn't let it... Yeah, I guess so. It's really uncomfortable sweating on... I feel bad, of course, also for people who would sit there after me. And I always feel nervous when I'm supposed to get up. And then I wonder, will it look wet when I get up? So when I get up, I like slowly... scooch, trying to drag if there's potential wetness there. I like to try to I don't just get up. I like try to move around to like maybe bring it with me or like, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain. Like, I mean, I'm not sitting there completely naked. There's a certain amount of fabric somewhere there, right? So I try to, with that fabric, maybe wipe it away if there's something there. I can't see it, but I assume there's something there. Yeah, so anyway, do you enjoy these annual sweat? It's not even summer right now. Thank God, actually. Recently, I've been also reconnecting with Matsuri senpai. We made a date for next time I'm in Japan. We're gonna... What the heck are those? I'm gonna hang out. Yeah, I'm gonna have a one-on-one with God. Just talking about all the unholy things I've done in 2024. Speaking of unholy things, no spoiler at this point. Fuamoku was advent calendar yesterday, I think. Did you guys watch it? They did the same thing as last year, where they judged in place of Santa who was naughty and who was nice. And just like last year, they put me on naughty again.
Next, we have Kiara senpai! This was an easy one too, Moko-chan. Naughty! It's easy!
And so, the moment I heard that, I DM'd them back. I was like, why am I naughty again? And I listened to more while they were typing out their apology. And then it said like, oh, because, you know, my spicy outfits and my performance at Nerissa's birthday. Woo! I was like, yeah, never mind, makes sense. 10 seconds after, I was like, why am I naughty again? I'm like, never mind, makes sense.
I feel like the year before, I don't know if that one made sense. I don't think they even gave a good reasoning the year before why I was naughty. I don't think they had a reason. This time they gave a proper explanation and makes sense, I guess. Mostly, yeah, mostly. Not always. They're not always reasonable, those doggos. But I like the... Ah! I like the idea. They're... Oh, fuck, I'm so far. I like their little advent calendar idea. This time they brought the receipt. I've been watching the survival channel recently. So this guy, he goes to places. Usually what he will bring is like just his camera stuff and maybe his canoe if he goes to a place where there's a lot of rivers and stuff, and like a machete, maybe sometimes a tent, but sometimes no tent. Sometimes really amazing, like he will build a whole shelter from scratch. Like he did it on like the deserted islands, but he also sometimes he's from Canada, it seems. The deserted island ones are like very interesting, of course, but they're not the like most of his content. Most of his content seems to be filmed in Canada, and so in Canada it's more like mountains and cold stuff and so on, and so I've been seeing a lot of the Canadian wilderness mountains. There's not many animals running around, actually. Very vast mountains and fields. I think the videos are really well filmed, and he's not like... I've seen other channels. I had a streak where I binge-watched someone else's survival videos. That guy seemed to be a bit more skilled and knowing a bit more about stuff, but this guy that I'm watching right now, I don't mind that he's not like on the level as some others. I feel like it's a bit more realistic and relatable. Like he still fucks up some things, still learning some things, it seems, but at the same time it's still impressive what he does. Remember when I was watching stuff and I was telling you guys about spear fishing? That was so fucking cool. I was like, I want to learn how to spearfish. But then this guy, the Canadian guy, so in his like, he did one video on a deserted island, like kind of tropical, and then he did one in the jungle in the Amazon. And so in those videos, he says where he gets those survival skills from, which I don't see other people ever crediting the people who taught them, really. But he shows that there's like this like course that you can take in these areas. There's a jungle survival course from some YouTuber person, and there's a deserted island course from a different person. There's these courses, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, this is so sick. I want to take one of these survival courses. It's so cool. I want to learn that. Yeah, if it's somebody who's extremely experienced and tells you how stuff works and is together with you and maybe a couple of other people, maybe one day I'll take one of those courses. I want to learn survival skills. You know, those kind of basics that, okay, you will probably not need them ever. You'll never really be in a situation where you need to survive in a jungle. Unless... Wait, there might be! I travel so much on airplanes, knocking on wood, but if I ever happen to crash somewhere in a jungle or on a deserted island, and I would know how to survive, if I survived the emergency landing or crash, then that would save my life, possibly. No, I could survive! Hey! There's circumstances. Some circumstances, maybe I will survive. You know, they don't always crash the same way. Chances are not great, but yeah, hopefully I'll have my camera with me and then be able to document my survival. Just kidding. Yeah, realistically, this will never happen. Thankfully, I guess. But I still want to learn it. It would be so cool. Honestly, just because like watching this guy do that, especially in Canada, that felt like so refreshing and feels like a nice way to get away from the internet and all that toxic shit for a few days. And I thought of a genius money-making business scheme. Let's say you are so good at this survival stuff that you can easily just, you know, go into the wilderness, find some food yourself, go fishing,
grill your food. You can easily go out there for 5 days or so, 6, 7 days even maybe. And basically you're not spending any money, right? Because you're just like living off nature and stuff. So how about you rent out your place on Airbnb, and each time you get someone to rent your place, you're like, okay, I'm out. You take your survival stuff, and for 5, 6 days, you're making money with your Airbnb, your home, that you will get back to after. But in the meantime, you're surviving easily, comfortably, and having a nice time out in the forest or in the jungle, wherever, on the mountains. And you come back and you made money just by being away for a few days. And you didn't spend any money either, though, because you're just eating nature. I like this lifestyle. I think that's genius. Why not? Write that down, write that down. Like, I think that's so genius. Rent out your place, make money. When somebody rents it, you leave your home for a few days, you come back. Then you don't need a fucking job either, maybe. Probably just live off of that. I don't see any flaws. I don't see any flaws either. It's a perfect plan. That's called being a landlord. Yeah, but the thing is, like, then if you rent out something on Airbnb, normally you have a different flat where you live. But in this case, you don't need a different one. You just keep the one that you're renting out, and then you just go into the nature for the meantime. It's different. One of the tenants need help when you're stuck in the woods. Nah, they can help themselves. You'll just put an automatic lock system in too. You don't even have to do the check-in, check-out. Just put the key somewhere. Worst case, you probably have a friend in the city who can, for worst case, maybe take over if they, I don't know, if their fucking toilet breaks or whatever. Or you just send a technician, but don't have to do anything. You can give them a contact number for a technician. Normally nothing happens. No, because it's difficult to live in the wilderness for your whole life, and you still want some home to go back to. But every once in a while, going into the wilderness is nice. Why don't you understand this plan? Stop trying to find flaws in my plan. It's perfect. My favorite show on YouTube, Jetlag the Game. They put out a new season. This one's again in Japan. Their second time, I think, that they're doing it, that they're filming in Japan. Looks like they filmed in summer, though. I wish I could have, like, seen them. And so, a while ago, before the new season launched, they just put out the first episode of the new season. But a while ago, I saw their, I think it was a community post or so. I saw that they were selling, finally, a version of the game that they always play, that anybody could play anywhere, not restricted to a particular region. It's not too specific. And it was like, I think, early pre-order or something. So I ordered one. I don't have it yet, but I ordered one. It's basically a card game, and you take it and you go somewhere and then you play it outside. It's like challenges. You need friends to play it with, I guess. But I bought it thinking that, if anything, maybe this could be used for a future video vlog. I would, in that case, I probably would need perms for it though. But I feel like they would give it. Or, like, I originally wanted to make my own version, not just use theirs. But I don't know, it's cool to have, so I just bought it before I regret it, and it's like not available anymore. Where do you buy the friends from? Well, in fact, there are some people who offer their friendship for money. In Japan too, rent a friend for a day, rent a boyfriend for a day, stuff like that does exist. Would they play this game with you? I don't know. If you would pay for the travel costs, maybe. If you guys aren't watching that show, you should watch it. It's free on YouTube, and the first episode was already 1 hour 20 or something. It was over so quickly though, it felt so fast. They release a new episode every week. I'm so thankful Ian visited EST. Ah yeah, I'm glad too. Honestly, I would have preferred if I could have flown in from Europe. The flight would have been shorter in that case. But I flew from Japan. I saw Suisei Senpai talk about this in a clip, so I'm just gonna talk about it too now. But, you know, like, at times when I visited America in the past, I was kind of intimidated, feeling very nervous when they questioned me so much. But this time, I went in there with so much confidence. I had, like, a bunch of documents that I didn't end up showing. All I did was show my passport that had a cool-ass American visa in there. So I showed it.
And they were like, oh, what are you here for? It was a nice lady. Really nice. And I feel like, I don't know, I wonder if she wouldn't have seemed so nice, like if I didn't have that. I don't know. But she was so nice just by default. She was like, what are you here for? And we did a lot of small talk in between too. She was asking me if I travel alone. And I was like, no, I'm not traveling alone. But the other girl's like, we're trying to stay like separate, you know? We don't want to be grouped up. She's like, why? And I'm like, well, you know, I told you I'm here for, you know, a performance as my visa states. So, you know, we want to stay like on the down low. Yeah, and she was like, oh, why? What? No, you don't have to worry about it. And I'm like, no, there's some weird people out there, you know, we don't want to, you know, be recognized or anything. And she's like, oh, don't, what? There's nothing to worry about here. This is a safe city, very safe. She was like, really, what's the word? Trying to paint the city in a really good light, a really good image, but she just doesn't get it. Yeah, she didn't get it. And I was like, nah, we really gotta try to not be seen or recognized, so we gotta try to stay separate. Yeah, she's like, no, I don't see a problem at all. Like, but she was still so nice. She was so nice. And yeah, the moment like I showed my visa and said I'm here to perform, she was like, oh, all good. She was just like curiously asking questions, but like in a nice way, not in a I'm interrogating you way. But you know what was like funny to me? So because I was in Japan at the time, when you get a visa for America, something like that, you have to also go to the embassy. So if I was in Austria, I would have gone to the American embassy in Austria. But I was in Japan, so I had to go to the American embassy in Japan. And yeah, we went with quite a few of us. Quite a lot of us went there at once. And I actually, I went to the Austrian embassy in Japan. Like, literally just like very shortly before that. So I had just visited the Austrian embassy. Wasn't even the first time. You know, so I had that fresh in my mind. You know, Austrian embassy is, you know, cozy, small. It's secure. It has fake walls, like fake fence, like stone walls, you know. And you have to ring the bell to get in. But American embassy, holy shit. That thing was huge. They had like a whole bag check and everything. And they were really picky about where to stand, where we would stand. And there were like several like checks, yeah. They don't mess around. And their like property was like 10 times the size of the Austrian embassy. Yeah. But then, you know, we had an appointment there. We didn't just go on any random day on any random time. No, they told us to come at a very specific time and day so that they could handle all of us because we were quite a big group. But then we get there and we went for all the security check and everything. And then we started standing in line and there's like several like checks we have to go through. Like first they check the documents that we brought if it's all there. And then they check, I don't know, another thing. Then it's like an interview. They said, I was wondering what are they gonna ask? I was so nervous about it. And then after that they would like give you the visa, but like each step we had to line up for, and we waited for ages because we were like I swear we were so many people because there were like all the staff that we would be flying in to Japan as well. Brought our own staff to build everything. So we were so many people and they had one person out to handle all of us. They had like 10 windows where 10 people could be seated at a time working through all of us. But no, it was one person and it was so slow. It took so much time. It was so boring standing in line that I ended up like chit-chatting with the staff like, oh, so what are you gonna be in charge of, huh? And they'd tell me about it and blah blah blah. And then we're like wondering, hey, these guys knew that we were gonna show up. And we see people because there's like, you know, just like you can imagine like a closed wall with windows and those speakers that you speak through. You can barely hear what the person on the other side is saying. So through the window we could see that there's
an office behind there, and there's like 20 American staff people running around. And none of them bother to take a seat and help us out. And this is not the Japanese way. This seems to be the American way. So all the Japanese staff around me, they were like, they are really carefree, aren't they? Is this the American style? And I'm like, yeah, seems like it. But slowly, after like, it took so long, after a while, after an hour or so of waiting, they finally added a few more staffers. But then I was so confused and kind of felt like so stupid. At the last step, they were basically like giving everybody the... No, we didn't get our passports back. No. No, they were just telling us, sorry, you're actually not getting your visa today. We're not ready. Bruh! We all stood here for hours, and you guys gave us this specific day and time, which was already, I'm gonna tell you, was already cutting it close. So I was getting really nervous anyway. Like, we're going to America soon. Oh, shit. Now you're telling us you're not ready? What do you mean you're not ready? What is Yeah, it took a couple more days, and then we got our visas. But I was just impressed by the hugeness. It was so big. The place was so big. It was so serious. The atmosphere was very different from the Austrian embassy. What was the reason? Oh, they were just not ready. They were just not finished. So you really wonder, what did we go there for? Well, at least they got to check our documents a little bit, and I had to retake my like picture in the passport picture machine. Purikura! Not quite purikura. Oh yeah, I remember I was sitting in the purikura machine because I had to retake my picture, right? Not everybody had to do it though. Other pictures were fine apparently. I had to redo it, and it was like counting down 1, 2, 3, and at the time when the shutter went off, I heard a suisei senpai outside of the machine making some joke or noise or something that made me laugh. I'm like, hey senpai! No! Please stop! Messed up one picture. I think she did that on purpose. Anyway, I just wanted to like make the Americans among you feel cool for having a cool embassy. Are you proud? Do you feel cool? They didn't even have a back check at the Austrian embassy. Sounds inefficient? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I guess Austria is not so special. Not important enough to be threatened. Well, anyway, we're neutral, okay? We're neutral. We're chilling. We don't attack. We're neutral. We're cool. We don't need to, you know. I guess, like, I don't know. I'm making a point where that's why people don't need to see us as a threat. We're just little guys. Yeah, we're just little guys. No attack, just protect. Yeah, ourselves. Just ourselves. Don't ruin my point. I shall continue. Change the topic and continue so that you don't ruin my point. Thank you so much, Jace Rockberg. Mwah!